The world this morning, the meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin may have been behind closed doors, but they weren't alone.
They weren't. U.S. State Department translator Marina Goff was the other American in the room, and now politicians want to know what she knows. Pressure is growing from both sides of the aisle for Goff to testify before Congress. Whether she testifies or they collect her notes, the Capitol wants to know what was discussed in that meeting between both leaders.
We need the translator who was present at the one-on-one meeting with President Putin to testify openly before Congress. That's not usually done. But there's almost always other people in the room. You don't need the translator.
There are typically notes that are taken, and I'm assuming that some of the information could only be given in a classified setting. So I would think that before the relevant committees, I'm not saying it ought to be done in a public hearing, we at least ought to get access to the notes that the translators keep.
And controversy being sparked yet again by the president when he says no when asked if Russia was still targeting the U.S. The White House later saying the president responded no to any more questions from reporters. They say he does believe Russia is still trying to interfere with elections.
Around the region this morning, Senator Patrick Leahy says the U.S. needs to stand together in denouncing Russian President Vladimir Putin. In his plea on the Senate floor just 2 days after the Helsinki summit, the Vermont Democrat said Russia is still targeting the U.S. He outlined a long list of atrocities by the Russian government, saying Putin also helped Donald Trump win the election. Leahy says Russia is not our friend.
The United States is the leader of the free world. The free world is under threat, as it has often been. But these threats are not supposed to come from within. Just moments ago, when asked if Russia is still targeting the United States, the president inexplicably said no. That is not the truth. Russia is still targeting the United States.
Leahy is calling on the Senate Judiciary Committee to protect the special counsel investigation into Russia's interference. He also wants Congress to take stronger sanctions against Russia.